What's up everyone, it's me Anthony. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. And if you are, my name's Anthony. I'm a teenage digital content creator. I make content about bullet journaling and student life. Nice to meet you. How are you doing? How are you feeling? But today I'll be talking about freshman advice that I wish I would have known before I walked into my freshman year of high school. Because let me tell you, it was a good but also a rough year. I feel like I have a good qualifications because I came out of high school. I came out of my freshman year of high school with friends I still talk to. A little bit of drama, but like it was like petty drama because I'm petty and all my friends are petty. So yeah, I feel like I did a good job, so I think I have the qualifications to do this video. And before I go into this video, I want to preface and saying you don't have to take all my advice. This is not necessarily like you do these things and you have a great freshman year. Just some advice I wish I would have known, because the media has just really thrown out high school in just a really whack way. No one really talks about how high school media is not really what it is until you get in high school and people tell you that's not what it is. But without further ado, let's get right on to my freshman advice video. Little quick side note before we get into the video, I have an entire playlist called my freshman year of high school, so if that can help you out any about my high school experience look like and how you compare that to yours. I have a couple of vlogs up there, a couple Slate Up Me videos and things like that, so if that can help you in any kind of way, I'll make sure to link in the description box below. So yeah, back to the video. Alright, so the first tip I have is to throw out any preconceived notions, ideas, anything about high school, unless you have an older sibling that's been in high school or someone that can tell you about high school. Just throw it all out the window, because even your teachers, they over-exaggerate high school a lot, and they do this because they want to make sure that you're staying on task and being focused. But in actual reality, high school teachers are a lot more lenient than middle school teachers. You'll come across these very strict teachers that I don't really like and not really many people like. But besides that, there isn't much of this preconceived notion that people come in with. It's pretty chill. It's not too much of like this, oh, everyone's on my back 24/7 kind of thing. Teachers just do that to scare us. And once you get into high school, you learn that that's really not what's happening. To go along with my second thing about the over-exaggeration of media, my second little piece of advice, I guess you would say, is that freshman hazing isn't real. We talk about it all the time, you see it all the time in TV, and the over-exaggeration, like I was saying, freshman hazing is not a thing. The most freshman hazing I've got is my friends making fun of me because I'm the youngest one in the group and I'm taking classes with them. So it's just that's really about what freshman hazing is. There isn't any like, oh, you're a freshman, I'm gonna beat you down. Like, there's not that much freshman hazing. I just don't know why people think about this. And I guess it's like media, like I said, but freshman hazing just is literally your friends making fun of you because you're a freshman, and that's about it. And if they're your real friends, it really doesn't matter because they're just joking with you, unless it's like someone you don't know. Yeah, but there isn't nothing like what you see on the TV going on in high school.
Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't.
Something I wish I didn't do in my 8th grade year, and if you guys are new here or just eating some, I didn't really talk about it in my 8th grade year, is that in my 8th grade year I was advanced, so I had to take 2 high school classes per day. I had to take 2 high school classes at the high school during the day, each day, so I just kind of got a little bit of like what high school is. But something I wish I would have done in my 8th grade year that I did this year is not to pigeonhole yourself. And what I mean by this is, don't be afraid to try new things or switch things up when it comes to your planner system, your social life, or just anything in general. I think the problem with it is I was too scared to try new things or find something better, if that makes sense. So if something's not working, don't be afraid to change it up. Or if your friend group isn't adding value to your life or positivity, don't be afraid to be like, hey, you guys aren't vibrating on the same level I am. You know, it's okay to change things. I think there's this stigma around change that once you change, you can never go back. So say maybe you change your planning system or your note-taking system, or just something you changed and that just didn't end up working out for you, except for your friends. Don't be that person that just like breaks up with friends one day, then they're back together the next day. Don't be that kind of way, but like when intangible, like with tangible things like planning system and note-taking systems. If maybe you'll take a test and you didn't perform as well as you normally will with your original note-taking system, you can do that in the meantime until you find something new. But make sure you're not trying to hold yourself and you know something's not working. That's just going to cause for a lot of stress and anxiety firsthand.
Honestly, don't. I should be the last to know.
If you guys don't take anything away from this video except for this tip, you are good. Make sure you're making connections with people, teachers, administrators, and joining clubs. Freshman year is key to making connections, and I told you why. First of all, making connections with friends is going to make it a lot easier to go through high school, especially if you make connections with older people. They can just kind of help you with that teacher or that class, some things to look out for. And making connections with administrators and teachers gives you a good long time to make a genuine connection with these people. And by the time it's your senior year to apply for college, or you need some recommendation letters, even like for some summer programs or whatever, you'll have those genuine connections with teachers that will write those recommendation letters or go out of their way to help you. This will help your grade sometimes with teachers, because if they know you're a genuine student and you guys have a genuine connection, you can maybe ask for a couple points, a couple points here and there. Don't be excessive. That just looks like you're trying too hard. But say you got an 88 on the test and you're like, hey, I studied really hard. Is there a way I can do some corrections or try something different? Because let me tell you, at the end of my freshman year, I had this one teacher. We were really great. We had great banter. We had a really good connection, and I was like an 88. And he changed a couple of my grades and bumped me up to a 90. So therefore, there is some way you can make some connection with teachers. Is a great thing to do. Making connections with friends is another key thing, though. Don't be too shy or too proud to talk to someone. Make sure you have at least one person you know. That's true. Make sure you know at least one person in each class you have. This will be great because now you have a person that you can ask for assignments. You guys can study together for a test or just anything involving that class. There's one person in there you can kind of count on to make sure you're not missing anything and they're not missing anything. But make sure you trust this person as well. You guys don't have to be like great friends, like besties for life, but make sure you're able to trust this person. Making friends just as important as the education you're gonna get in high school, because they can help you through hard times. I keep saying that. Making friends is very important for your mental health and for your physical health and just for school in general. So I definitely recommend don't go through high school without any friends, because that could be really tough and really hard on you.
Out on the school bus. Woof.
So this next thing, I wish I would have learned. This would have helped me a lot when it came to the ending of the school year, is that making sure you remember that school is only one aspect of your life. It is not your end all be all. You have other things you have to do, such as maybe extracurricular activities, that you are still having other outside connections with your friends or extracurricular activities that you're doing outside of school. And the reason why I say this is because I think we get so caught up in this school every day, every waking hour of my life. I need to be focused on school, and teachers do kind of help that, because they do be like, oh, you need to study at least 2 hours a day for my class, and you're like, I only have 5 when I get home, so what do you expect me to do? So like I was saying, you should really just make sure before you go into high school, that you tell yourself that school is only one aspect of my life. I have other facets to myself, and I shouldn't only be focusing on this one aspect of my life. Like they said, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. While we're on the topic of this, don't mainly focus on school and focus on other parts of your life. Make sure you're taking breaks and you're not falling into this grind culture, this hustle culture that as Gen Z people have placed on ourselves. And I say this because I fell into it, and I really hit the rough end of I really hit it really rough when it came to the end of the school year, especially around April and May. My mental health just wasn't great. I wasn't feeling great. I just couldn't do anything. So I say this from personal experience. Make sure you're not falling into this grind culture, and you're learning that taking breaks is okay. At least take one personal weekend a month. And I say that because I wish I would have done that, and when I started doing that towards the end of the year, I felt a little bit better. So I knew if I did that before, I would feel great. So make sure that you're learning that setting healthy boundaries when it comes to school. So like, don't take a personal weekend the week before you have a test. Like, just create healthy boundaries when it comes to school. This situation has varying degrees when it comes to this kind of boundary setting, because I don't know your situation and you don't know my situation, so technically there could be different we all have different boundaries. So make sure that you're learning your healthy boundaries when it comes to school. Make sure you're being flexible and not too hard on yourself. School is school, we get it. It does kind of help determine the rest of your, not really the rest of your life, but it does kind of help determine a lot of your future. And it is stressful, it does get hard sometimes, but make sure you're embracing your school's culture, and you're not being hard on yourself, and you're letting yourself flourish into this person that you want to be, that you're willing to be. I think something we don't talk about enough is how us younger people, we're too hard on ourselves sometimes when it comes to school and all this kind of schoolwork. We take it a little bit too seriously sometimes. So like I said, just be flexible and don't be too hard on yourself, and let yourself flourish and grow. Something else I want to talk about is everyone's high school experience is going to be unique to that person. There may be a lot of similarities, there may be a lot of things similar between you and another person, but your high school experience is only unique as you. Don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to other people doing other things, or you seeing this in the media. Just remember that your high school experience is unique to you. I think what saddened me a lot in my beginning of my freshman year was like, oh, I'm not having the real high school experience, the coming of age high school experience. What I've learned is that I need to romanticize my own high school experience, and I'm the main character in my coming of age movie, so I'm casting everyone else's roles in my life. So make sure you're just learning that you are the main character of your coming of age movie, and you're maybe like a side character, an extra in someone else's movie. That's okay. But just as long as you know you're the main character in your movie, in your coming of age, in your rom-com, or whatever kind of high school movie drama you want, as long as you remember that, you'll be fine, and you can learn to romanticize your own life. If that's starting a YouTube channel and doing vlogs, or getting a Polaroid camera and just taking pictures with your Polaroid, if whatever it is that's going to help you romanticize your own high school experience instead of looking at other people's and comparing it to yours, do it, because it will help you in the long run. It'll also help you, especially when it comes to these trying times where no one really knows what's going to be happening when it comes to this next school year, if everyone's going to be face to face or it's still going to be virtual. No one really knows. So that's why I say romanticize your own experience, because it's only unique to you.
I was like, yo.
Something I'm glad I did at the beginning of my freshman year is I found a study buddy, a study/accountability buddy. So my friend Sarah, my best friend Sarah, if you guys are new to the channel, that's my best friend. I'll put a picture right here, a pretty picture. Ooh, she looks so pretty. But I talk about her a lot on my channel because she is one of the reasons why I started my channel, so I talk about her a lot on my channel. But at the beginning of the year, we were very just stressed out. Our mental health wasn't great because of virtual school. Anyone that's been through it, they know it just gets really repetitive, and you're just like, I don't want to be here. My bed is right there. Why am I on my computer? So we just knew that it was really hard, and so we decided one day we're just gonna study together, and it worked, and we just kept doing it and doing it. It helps you because first off, it takes away one of your biggest distractions, your phone, because you're on FaceTime or on video call with your friend. And also, if you're not studying and they catch it, they're like, what are you doing? Get back to work. Literally me all the time. But it goes both ways. And so what we used to do is start a Spotify sharing session and just listen to some music, and we'll do our schoolwork together. And it also gives you opportunity to ask questions. So we were taking similar classes, so we were able to ask questions to each other. So it's just very great when it comes to your studying. It helps limit one of your biggest distractions, like I said. So make sure you try to find a study buddy. It really does help. And also that comes in with making connections with people in your school. And the last tip to bring it back to this, academics channel is make sure you're focusing on building a high GPA. And I say this because it's only gonna get tougher as the years progress unless you find a way to make sure your senior and your junior year is just nothing. I'm trying to do that. I really am trying to do that with my hardest. But make sure you're focusing on building this high GPA, because what this does, it allows you to mess up a little bit. I'm not saying completely mess up, I say this because freshman year is a lot easier than you think. Once you get the groove of high school, freshman year becomes a lot easier. So around November, December, you'll start you'll start getting into the groove of high school and learning how to navigate it. And I say that because once November, December hit, my grades took an upturn. I came out of my freshman year with 7 A's and 1 B, and that 1 B was an 88. So like I said, make sure you're just focused on building a higher GPA. That's going to help you in the long run, especially when it comes to your final unweighted and weighted GPA in your senior year applying to colleges. Alright, that is it for this freshman advice video. Hope you guys learned something from it or got some inspiration to start their summer assignments, because low-key, I be procrastinating. I'm behind on my schedule, but that doesn't mean anything. We're gonna come back better than ever. But besides that, make sure you guys are staying healthy, staying positive, and if you aren't staying positive, make sure you're finding a way to become a little bit more positive. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me on all my other social media, such as here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, which are all linked in the description box below, as well as my coupon code to Archer and Olive, which is OSFAM10 for 10% off any Archer and Olive purchase. You can use the code here on screen, or also click the link in the description box below. Like I said, it helps me and it helps you out, so it's a mutual relationship. Yeah, but yeah, that is it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, my stationary fam.